Want to know one of the best marketing and business books I've read in a really long time? Stay tuned to find out more. Hi everyone, Allie Martin, visibility expert. I am diving into the best business book I have read in a really long time. We covered this book in my group coaching program, the VIP Accelerator, and all of the ladies loved it. Now I will give this disclaimer, it is definitely a deep book. It is very thick, as you will see, and it definitely takes a lot of concentration and focus to be able to dive into it. But once you are there, it is filled with so many good nuggets. So I want to share with you, it is Influence by Robert Cialdini, doctor. And it actually says on the cover that over 5 million copies have been sold, and I can totally understand why. But I know it's been through several reprints, and just this says it's the expanded edition and has new research and examples. My business coach said that this was her #1 favorite business book, and I completely agree with that. I do want to share some of the things that I have highlighted in this book. So basically, he covers the most foundational persuasion tactics, the principles that really make up persuasion. And I think a lot of people think about persuasion and they think, well, I don't need to know how to persuade anybody. But this truly goes to the heart of business and how to market yourself and how to really connect with those customers. So the principles that are covered in here are reciprocity, commitment, consistency, social proof, liking, authority, scarcity, unity. And I sit with a highlighter and I go through the book, and I really love that because I'm able to go back and find the little nuggets that I found to be really powerful as I was reading. But it dives into each of these principles in a way that it allows you to understand why it's important. So the examples that are given are very simple examples, and it clearly tells the story of why these things are important. So for example, the very first one that's covered is reciprocity, and there is this quote that I highlighted that says, "If our positions were ever reversed, I know you'd do the same for me." And that's really giving the idea that that's how you want to convey yourself in persuasion. You can greatly increase the chance of what the other person will do by providing them a small initiating favor. And he gives lots of research and studies that were done to prove this example. And so you just walk away completely understanding and really feeling much more aware of what's happening in the marketing world. I will say that. There's lots of case studies in here. Even for example, the liking chapter, it says use words, phrases, and slang common to the group. That will work better. So who are you talking to? Making sure you're using words that are familiar to them, the words that they're using. Presidential candidates assemble staples of well-known non-political figures who are either actively participating or merely lend their name to a campaign. So again, that's the liking chapter. That's all about how to get people to like you. And so I really love how he's able to pull in different industries like public relations, like political science, to be able to show how these things are true. In the authority chapter, there's the idea that you can identify weaknesses, and it says this tactic can be particularly successful when the audience is already aware of their weakness. So if somebody is kind of self-conscious about something, and then you nail that weakness, that area where they feel self-conscious in your marketing, they feel so much more connected because they're already aware that they have that weakness, and that's something that they're self-conscious about. A credible authority possesses 2 distinct features in the minds of their audience: expertise and trustworthiness. I mean, this book is just filled with so much goodness. But as I mentioned, fair warning, you really do have to focus and pay close attention as you're diving into this. But I will say the last, 100 pages are just actually the footnotes of giving the research and the studies that were covered in this book. So it's not as intimidating as you would think. But if you are looking for a business book to really dive into, this is one that you definitely want to consider. Make sure you're hitting subscribe because I'm going to cover the books that we're going to be reading in the VIP Accelerator in the future. So we read a book every single month, and I want to make sure that I can share all of these with you because I'll give you my honest opinion of whether I think it's good, bad, or ugly. So make sure you're subscribing so that you do not miss those videos. And until next time, I will talk with you then. Bye.